Something extraordinary is unfolding right now. Today is October 12th, 2025, Sunday. And if you're watching this, it's no accident. You were destined to find this message at this precise moment in time. While others see today as just another weekend, you sense something different. There's an ancient frequency moving through this day, something invisible yet undeniable. This isn't simply another date on the calendar. It's a sacred rendezvous between your soul and divine timing. A dormant code within you is being activated. A sleeping giant inside your spirit is stirring awake. Whether you fully recognize it yet or not, the transformation has already started. The signs might be subtle at first. Perhaps you felt unexplained restlessness in your body. Maybe you've been having unusually vivid dreams. Strange synchronicities keep appearing. You feel this magnetic pull to distance yourself from certain people and old patterns that no longer serve you. You might be questioning everything. You might even try to dismiss it. But deep down, you know, something fundamental has shifted within you. This is why October 12th, 2025 isn't like any other Sunday. This is why your eyes landed on this message right now. The cosmic energy today is calling for heightened awareness. Every decision you make, every word you speak, every interaction you have, it all carries extraordinary weight right now. What you choose in this moment either amplifies your awakening or silences it back into dormancy. This is precisely why you cannot sleepwalk through today. Countless people will do exactly that. They'll wake up and replay the same mental loops, follow the same worn-out routines, move through life as if nothing has changed. But you're different. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. You discovered this message because your soul can perceive what remains invisible to others. Whether you consciously understand it or not, that ability is proof that you were meant to encounter these words at this exact moment. Stay with me through to the very end, because the most crucial revelation awaits you at the closing. And if what you're hearing right now is already awakening something deep within your core, type 777 in the comments as your signal that you're in alignment with this truth. The frequency of October 12th, 2025 is not gentle, and it's not supposed to be. It's intense, electrically charged, and purposefully demanding. This particular Sunday carries a vibrational signature that only awakened souls can detect. While the masses rest in unconscious patterns, you've been divinely guided here for a specific reason. Most people anticipated this weekend would be ordinary, a time to decompress, catch up on sleep, or lose themselves in distractions. But authentic transformation never arrives during convenient moments. Genuine transformation begins by revealing what's fragile, what's counterfeit, and what cannot be sustained any longer. That's precisely what this moment is designed to expose. If you observe carefully, you'll recognize that today's dominant themes center around truth, divine recognition, and perfect timing. The comfortable illusions you've maintained in your life are crumbling now. Facades are shattering. People around you will reveal themselves. Some will show unexpected authenticity. Others will expose their false fronts. This isn't divine punishment. This is the universe orchestrating your alignment with the people, opportunities, and pathways that belong in your next chapter. This moment is also testing your readiness. You've been preparing for something monumental, perhaps without fully comprehending what it was. Now, October 12th demands a decision from you. Will you keep clinging to what depletes your energy, or will you finally surrender it? This doesn't always manifest dramatically. Sometimes it's simply the quiet inner choice to stop pouring your time, your vital force, or your emotional currency into something that has stopped growing alongside you. Divine timing operates without mistakes or coincidences. The fact that you're absorbing these words at this specific moment on October 12th, 2025, is absolutely intentional. You were meant to be here. Your spirit summoned you here. Your soul recognized this message's frequency before your conscious mind caught up. Consider this deeply. Among millions of possible activities competing for your attention right now, among countless videos you could be watching, among endless messages you could be consuming, you selected this one, or more accurately, this one selected you. This is the universe's operating system. When you've reached readiness for your next evolutionary leap, the perfect message locates you at the exact perfect moment. Not prematurely, when you'd lack the capacity to understand it, not belatedly after the window of opportunity has closed, but at the precise instant when your spirit is calibrated to receive and integrate it. On a deeper dimension, today's energy is revealing clarity in your internal conversation. Notice which thoughts keep cycling today. Observe which fears resurface, which doubts whisper in the shadows of your mind. These aren't random occurrences. They're mirrors reflecting the internal obstacles you're still being asked to transcend. Rather than battling them, simply witness them. Because today's true test isn't whether these thoughts emerge, it's whether you grant them permission to dictate your choices. One of the most powerful indicators of October 12th's significance is how synchronicities are manifesting. Numbers, symbols, conversations, even seeming accidents or delays. Everything may feel strangely interconnected. The universe communicates through perfect alignment, and this is one of those rare moments where everything appears laden with significance. If you feel drawn in a particular direction, if someone from your past suddenly reappears, if unexpected shifts occur in your schedule, don't brush them aside. These are breadcrumbs illuminating your path. The very fact that you're here, reading this right now, is itself a synchronicity. You were meant to discover this at this exact moment because your next chapter requires this specific awareness. But the examination isn't purely external. It's equally internal. Recent weeks have been about removal and release. Today is about demonstrating whether you're prepared to move forward with what remains. Envision your life as a table. Over recent weeks, so much has been cleared from that surface. Ideas, people, attachments, habits. Now the question becomes, what will you consciously choose to place back upon it? What will you commit to, knowing that every choice moving forward carries magnified consequences? This amplification is essential to grasp. October 12th's energy magnifies your intentions. If you choose expansion, you'll witness opportunities rapidly aligning. If you choose avoidance, you'll feel the burden of stagnation almost instantly. This is why today feels like a spiritual checkpoint. It's not merely symbolic. The vibrational frequency of this date makes your decisions stick. What you decide now, consciously or unconsciously, begins sculpting your trajectory for months ahead. Many will experience restlessness under this energy. Your physical body might hold unusual tension. Sleep patterns may be disrupted, and emotions might swing more dramatically than usual. This isn't indicating weakness. It's simply your biological system recalibrating to match the elevated frequency of this moment. When this occurs, grounding becomes essential. Breathe with intention and depth. Hydrate consistently. Step into nature. Connect with something stable and solid. These aren't trivial actions. They're methods of helping your physical form integrate the metamorphosis your spirit is undergoing. It's also crucial to anticipate resistance. Whenever timelines shift, distractions and obstacles intensify. You might notice people attempting to pull you back into outdated patterns, familiar conversations, or repetitive cycles. They may not even realize they're doing it. But the authentic test is whether you permit yourself to be influenced by this, or whether you remain anchored in the inner truth you've been cultivating. Remember this: transformation frequently creates discomfort in those who aren't prepared to evolve. Don't absorb their discomfort as your burden to carry. This is also a moment where patience faces its trial. Not everything will manifest instantly. Some truths unveiled today might require weeks to crystallize fully. Some choices might not reveal their outcomes until later, but don't mistake delayed clarity for the absence of progress. This is a moment for planting seeds that will bear fruit across time. Your role is to align your intention, take your step, and trust the organic unfolding. At the core of it, October 12th poses a deceptively simple yet profoundly challenging question. Are you prepared to be honest with yourself? Honest about your authentic desires? Honest about your genuine needs? Honest about what you must release? Countless people spend years, even decades, evading this level of honesty. That's why this moment's energy feels so overwhelming, because it refuses to let you remain asleep to your own truth. It doesn't matter how skillfully you've concealed it, how cleverly you've distracted yourself, or how persistently you've ignored the signals. The truth is emerging now, demanding recognition. And within this recognition lies your liberation. Because when clarity strikes, when illusions dissolve, you finally possess the power to choose differently. You're no longer enslaved by unconscious patterns. You're no longer imprisoned in narratives written by others. You're awake, aware, and capable of stepping into the life that was always meant for you. This is the essence of October 12th, 2025. Exposure, conscious choice, and divine alignment. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not about manufactured drama. It's not about feeding fear. It's about crystalline clarity. And clarity, though sometimes uncomfortable, represents the most powerful gift you can receive. As you navigate through this day, remember this fundamental truth. Energy doesn't simply happen to you. You interact with it, shape it, and direct it through your conscious awareness. This moment has gifted you a clean slate in many ways, even if it hasn't felt like one. Some things were removed. Some cycles completed themselves. Some relationships or habits became impossible to sustain. This wasn't loss. It was alignment. It was life, removing what could not accompany you into your next chapter. Now, in this exact moment on October 12th, the energy poses this question. What will you do with this newly cleared space? Will you refill it with the same tired patterns, the same familiar fears, the same numbing distractions? Or will you allow something new to take root, something that actually resonates with the person you're becoming? This is your opportunity to reset not only your external circumstances, but your internal programming. Pay close attention to your self-talk today, the language you use, the thoughts you repeat on loop, the beliefs you hold as truth. These are the seeds being planted in your field. Choose them with intention. Instead of declaring, "I am stuck," you can affirm, "I am evolving." Instead of lamenting, "Nothing is working," you can declare, "Everything is rearranging in my favor." These seemingly small adjustments in language shift the vibration you emanate, and that vibration determines what you magnetically attract moving forward. Another dimension of this moment's message is courage. October 12th will not reward hesitation. If there's something you've been postponing, An honest conversation, a bold step in your career, a necessary decision about your relationships. This is the moment when hesitation feels heavier than action itself. Fear will likely arise, yes, but you'll discover that clarity lives only on the other side of action. The universe is nudging you to move, not because it wants to test your strength arbitrarily, but because movement is how your path reveals itself. You may also notice confirmation signs appearing rapidly today. A message you've been waiting for might suddenly arrive. A stranger might speak words that answer your private question. A number pattern might repeat itself in front of you. Don't dismiss these as mere coincidences. They're validations that you're aligned, that you're not walking this path alone. Every choice you make from integrity today is reflected back through signals that you're supported. This doesn't mean the day will be easy. Energy of this magnitude rarely is. But ease isn't the objective here. Alignment is. And alignment is worth the temporary discomfort because alignment is what births lasting peace. Many of you have already journeyed through months of preparation. You've been learning to establish boundaries, to release what drains you, to listen to your inner wisdom instead of the world's noise. Today is simply a continuation of that training, but operating at a significantly higher frequency. The greatest gift you can offer yourself on October 12th is presence. Don't rush through it. Don't numb yourself to it. Don't avoid it. Be fully present. Notice your physical sensations. Notice your breath. Notice the emotions that rise and fall like waves. Notice the small blessings, the unexpected support, the opportunities that quietly present themselves. This is how you synchronize with the rhythm of the moment. And when you synchronize with the rhythm, you stop experiencing life as something happening to you. You start recognizing life as something happening for you. There's also a broader collective message embedded in this day. It's not solely about your individual evolution. It's about the collective transformation we're all living through. October 2025 is illuminating shadows not only within individual souls, but also in the world around us. Now, this specific Sunday is highlighting the truth that's rising collectively. Systems, beliefs, and structures built on falsehood are losing their structural integrity. You might observe this in global events, in societal dialogues, in how people question what they once accepted without thought. This is all part of the same energy. Don't fear it. Recognize it as evidence that change is real, and you're living through it right now. The key, however, is not to become lost in fear or uncertainty about what others are doing. Your responsibility centers on your own energy, your own choices, your own alignment. If you tend to your own field, your thoughts, your actions, your truth, you're contributing more to the collective shift than you might realize. One aligned individual can create ripples far more powerful than 100 people who are disconnected from themselves. So what does this mean for you personally? It means today is a summons to step into authenticity, to stop diminishing yourself, to stop hiding your voice, your truth, your light out of fear of rejection. Recent times have incinerated illusions. October 12th asks you to live from the truth that remains. And that truth is this: you are more powerful, more capable, and more divinely supported than you've permitted yourself to believe. Yes, challenges will arise. Yes, some relationships will fall away. Yes, old habits will tempt you, but you are stronger now than you were before. You have clarity, you have guidance, and you have the capacity to choose differently. Every time you choose love over fear, courage over hesitation, truth over illusion, you align yourself with the path designed specifically for you. This is why October 12th, 2025 is a pivotal point. It's not just another Sunday passing by. It's a moment asking you to declare, with your actions, your energy, and your choices, I am ready for what comes next. October 12th is not only about release and truth, it's also about the deeper metamorphosis happening within your very core. Many people believe transformation happens in a single dramatic flash, but in reality, transformation is a series of small, consistent choices that construct a new reality. Today, the universe is illuminating those choices for you. Think of this moment as a mirror. It reflects back what's happening inside. If you feel fear, it's not because life is attacking you. It's because your own doubts are surfacing so they can be witnessed and released. If you feel inspired, it's because your inner strength is finally breaking through the walls that restrained you. If you feel uncertain, it's because a deeper truth is requesting your attention. Every emotional wave today is part of this mirror, showing you exactly where you stand in your own awakening process. One of the most powerful messages of October 12th is this reminder: you are protected. Even when the world feels unstable, even when relationships shift, even when old patterns collapse, you are not abandoned. Life does not remove without preparing something new to arrive. This protection isn't always obvious, but it exists. Reflect on moments in your past when you thought something was ending unfairly, only to realize later that it cleared the way for something superior. That same principle is operating today. Trust it. Patience is another lesson embedded in this moment. After recent challenges, many feel restless, hungry for results, desperate for clear answers. But growth demands integration. You cannot rush it. Seeds planted today might not sprout tomorrow, but they're still growing in the invisible realm. Impatience blocks the process. Patience allows it to unfold in divine timing. October 12th teaches you to hold your vision with faith, even when immediate evidence remains invisible. This is where the art of listening becomes essential. The universe speaks softly, and it speaks through signs. On this day, signs are everywhere. If you're willing to notice repeated numbers, a sudden memory resurfacing, overheard words, animals crossing your path, unexpected conversations, all of these can carry meaning, but the meaning is not generic. It's personal. What matters is how it resonates with you. If something stirs your spirit, pay attention. That's your guidance speaking. Inner transformation also requires courage to sit with discomfort. The truth is that growth is rarely comfortable. It often requires releasing familiar roles, familiar habits, familiar identities. But the discomfort isn't punishment. It's your soul stretching into something greater. On October 12th, when you feel that stretch, remind yourself, this is what expansion feels like. It may not always feel gentle, but it's always purposeful. Another layer of this day's energy involves boundaries. Protecting your energy isn't about constructing walls. It's about being intentional with where you direct your focus. Some people around you may not understand your choices. Some may resist your growth because it triggers their own fears, but you don't need to explain or justify yourself. Boundaries are acts of self-honor. They're declarations that you will no longer invest your energy in what doesn't honor your path. Today, the universe will test your boundaries, not to weaken them, but to fortify them. Notice also how patience and protection work synergistically. When you trust that you're protected, it becomes easier to be patient. When you're patient, you create space for divine timing to work in your favor. And when you create that space, you stop reacting to every distraction, and instead, you begin responding with clarity. This is one of the deepest lessons of October 12th. Learning the power of stillness. Stillness doesn't mean inactivity. It means clarity in motion. It means moving only when guided, speaking only when aligned, choosing only when it resonates. Many exhaust themselves with constant reaction, constantly trying to control, fix, or predict. But today's energy reveals that the most powerful action often follows stillness. When you pause, you hear. When you hear, you align. And when you align, even a small step creates enormous impact. This is also a day to examine your relationship with trust. Do you trust yourself? Do you trust your inner voice? Do you trust that life is guiding you where you need to go? Or do you constantly seek external validation? Recent times have already revealed how fragile external sources of stability can be. October 12th challenges you to rebuild stability within. Because when you trust yourself, you cannot be shaken by the shifting external world. And this brings us to the deeper transformation. Identity. Who are you when old cycles dissolve? Who are you without the roles, the labels, the patterns that defined your past? This is the question October 12th places before you. The answer isn't found in what others say. It's found in the quiet recognition of your own spirit. This is why you may feel both loss and freedom today. Loss because old identities are dissolving. Freedom because your authentic self finally has space to emerge. Don't underestimate the power of this emergence. When you allow your true self to come forward, even in small ways, the world around you responds. Relationships shift to meet your authenticity. Opportunities appear that match your alignment. Energy flows more smoothly. This isn't coincidence. It's resonance. The more authentic you are, the more life mirrors that authenticity back to you. October 12th is not demanding you have all the answers. It's asking you to listen, to trust, and to allow yourself to grow. You don't need to see the entire future. You only need to take the next aligned step. That step might be setting a boundary, speaking your truth, forgiving yourself, or choosing rest. Whatever it is, trust that it matters. Every aligned step on this day carries amplified energy. Remember, patience, protection, signs, stillness, and trust. These are the pillars of today's energy. If you hold to these, you'll navigate this turning point not with fear, but with confidence. You'll move through uncertainty, not with doubt, but with faith. And you'll emerge from this moment more grounded, more authentic, and more connected to your path than ever before. Most people woke up this morning, October 12th, 2025, and slipped straight back into yesterday's rhythm. They silenced the alarm, scrolled their notifications, checked emails, made coffee, and moved through the same motions they've repeated for months or even years. They moved quickly, but without awareness. They carried yesterday into today as if nothing had shifted. But you are different because you are here. Pausing for a moment, letting these words penetrate. That alone distinguishes you from the countless people who will move through this day blind to the opportunity it carries. While they remain on autopilot, you are being asked to wake up fully, to notice, and to act differently. And here is why that matters. The decisions made on October 12, 2025 are not ordinary. This moment carries amplified energy. Small actions, even subtle choices, echo louder than usual. Choosing truth, choosing growth, choosing rest, choosing courage. These decisions will ripple forward in ways you cannot yet see. That is why this moment cannot be wasted. Think about how easy it is to remain stuck, to tell yourself you'll change someday, to keep waiting for the perfect moment. the right mood, the external sign that tells you it's safe to step forward. But you already know. Waiting only repeats what you've already lived. If you keep waiting for permission, you'll wake up weeks from now, months from now, even years from now in the same cycle. That is what separates you today. Because deep down, you don't want to repeat. You don't want to live in autopilot anymore. And if you listen closely, you can feel the difference between staying in routine and stepping into alignment. Routine feels heavy, numb, draining. Alignment feels alive, even if it's scary, even if it's uncertain. So this is the invitation of October 12th, 2025. Step off autopilot. Decide consciously. Look at your day and ask yourself, what is one thing I will no longer carry forward? What is one truth I will no longer ignore? What is one step I will take today to prove that I am listening to my own spirit? For some of you, that step may be setting a boundary you've avoided. For others, it may be releasing a habit that keeps you small. For someone else, it might simply be resting. Because honoring your body is just as powerful as chasing a goal. The step itself is less important than the energy behind it, the act of choosing differently. That is what matters. And yes, people around you may not understand. They might keep pulling you into the same conversations, the same distractions. They might question why you are changing, or why you suddenly need more space, or why you no longer engage in what once felt normal. But remember this, their comfort is not your responsibility. Their approval is not your purpose. Your responsibility is to honor your path, and your purpose is to live authentically. It is easy to forget that authenticity is rare. Most people live behind masks. They say yes when they mean no. They pretend to be fine when they are exhausted. They smile while hiding their truth. But you are here because you are done pretending. You have already felt the cost of self-betrayal, and you know that repeating it is no longer an option. That honesty, that courage is what separates today from yesterday. It is what allows this moment to become a turning point instead of just another date. Because October 12th is not asking for perfection. It is asking for willingness. The willingness to choose differently, even in one small way. The willingness to say, I refuse to keep living in cycles that drain me. The willingness to trust that even if the path is unclear, your next step will always be revealed when you move in alignment. Think about it. How many times in your life have you been afraid to let go, only to realize later that it was the best thing you could have done? How many times have you resisted change, only to look back and thank yourself for having the courage to take it? This is another one of those moments. The fear you feel now will fade, but the freedom you create will last. And this is the deeper message of today. You are not here by accident. This video, these words, this exact moment, it is not coincidence. Out of all the places your attention could have gone today, it came here. That is proof enough that you are aligned with something greater, that you are being guided, and the guidance is clear. Do not waste this moment. Do not walk through it half asleep. Choose, act, align. When you do, you will notice the signs almost immediately. Conversations that confirm your decision, numbers that repeat, a sense of lightness in your body, an inner calm that whispers, yes, this is the way. These are not small, they are validations, proof that you are moving with the current of life instead of against it. And here is the truth. Most people will never notice these signs. They will dismiss them, ignore them, explain them away. But you already know better. You know the difference between coincidence and guidance. You know the difference between noise and intuition. That awareness is your gift. Use it. So, as you finish this moment, ask yourself, how do I want to remember October 12th, 2025? As just another Sunday, I repeated old patterns, or as the day I finally broke free? The choice is yours. And while the majority of people will choose routine, you have the rare chance to choose alignment. That is what makes you different. That is what makes this moment powerful. And let this be the reminder. You do not need to see the whole path. You only need to take the next step. That step is the doorway. And once you walk through it, the rest will unfold. This is not theory. This is lived truth. Today is the day you stop waiting. Today is the day you begin. And when you begin, you'll notice something powerful. The world responds. Suddenly, the right people appear. The right opportunities cross your path. And even small coincidences seem to line up in your favor. That is not magic in the fantastical sense. It is alignment. Life mirrors back the energy you carry. And when you carry truth, truth finds you. Most people never experience this fully because they never take that first step. They wait until they feel ready, until they have everything figured out, until the fear goes away. But readiness does not come before the step. It comes because of the step. Fear does not vanish before action. It fades as you walk forward. Clarity does not arrive in the waiting. It is born in the moving. So when you choose differently today, even in one small way, you send a signal to life itself. I am ready. And life, in turn, answers you. This is why October 12th, 2025 matters so profoundly. This is why you cannot let it slip by like just another date. The energy of today magnifies your choices. Even the smallest shift, a new boundary, a change in routine, a single, honest conversation, has the power to set you on a completely new trajectory. And yes, you may feel resistance. Old habits will try to pull you back. People around you may question or misunderstand. Your mind may whisper doubts, reminding you of every time you tried before. But here is the truth. You are not the same as you were before. You are stronger now. You are clearer now. You are more awake than you have ever been. That is why this time is different. That is why this time will last. Think of it like this. The majority of people today will repeat. They will follow yesterday's script, word for word. They will wake up, run through the same routines, entertain the same thoughts, and convince themselves that someday is when life will finally change. But someday never comes for those who refuse to act. That is the cycle they are trapped in. Comfortable, predictable, but lifeless. You, however, have been given the chance to rewrite it, to step off the conveyor belt of routine and say, no more, I choose differently. You get to decide how today feels, how today unfolds, how today sets the stage for tomorrow. That is not a small thing. That is a sacred privilege. That is power. So let today be the line you draw. Let today be the day you no longer negotiate with your own excuses. Let today be the moment you look back on and say, that's when I stopped running in circles. That's when I stopped betraying myself. That's when I finally chose to live fully. Because the truth is undeniable. Nobody can make this choice for you. Not your friends, not your family, not your community, not even the world itself. They can inspire you, yes. They can support you, yes. But they cannot step forward in your place. Only you can. Only you can declare enough. Only you can declare now. And when you do, everything begins to shift. At first, it may feel subtle, almost invisible. But then you'll notice the weight you've been carrying begins to lift. The fog in your mind begins to clear. the heaviness in your body begins to release. You will feel lighter, freer, more awake. The things that used to drain you will lose their grip. The patterns that once trapped you will feel breakable. And most importantly, you will start to feel like yourself again. Not the version the world told you to be, but the version you always were, beneath the noise. Others will notice too. They will see it in your eyes, in your voice, in the way you carry yourself. They may not be able to name it, but they will feel the shift. And those who are meant to walk with you on this next chapter will be drawn closer, while those who cannot match your frequency will naturally fall away. That is not loss, it is alignment. This is how transformation works, quietly, steadily, but undeniably. Not in one dramatic leap, but in small, consistent steps that build a new life. One choice at a time. One step at a time. One day at a time. And October 12th, 2025 is not just any day. It is the moment that sets this rhythm in motion. So as you finish hearing these words, I want you to pause and sit with one simple question. What will I choose today that proves I am awake? Not tomorrow, not someday, not when everything feels easy. Today. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Take even the smallest action before the day ends, because that choice is not small. It is the doorway, and once you walk through it, the rest of the path will begin to reveal itself, piece by piece, in perfect timing. You don't need to know the whole journey yet. You only need to take the step that is right in front of you. And here's the truth. The majority will ignore this. They will keep repeating yesterday. But you are not the majority. You are here. You are listening. You are ready. And today, this very moment can be the start of everything you've been waiting for. Chosen one, we have spoken of many things, about this divine appointment, about the awakening it carries, about the routines that keep people asleep, and about the choices that can set you free. We've spoken about patience, protection, trust, and the importance of listening to your own spirit. All of this has been building to one simple truth. You are standing at a threshold, and only you can decide whether you cross it. So let me leave you with this final reminder. Most people will hear words like these and nod in agreement, only to go back to the same patterns the next day. But not you. You are here because you are ready to do more than just listen. You are here because you are ready to act. And that action, no matter how small it may seem, matters. October 12th, 2025 is not just another Sunday, and you know it. It is the moment that confirms what you've already felt. The lock inside you has been opened. The path is calling, and the universe is waiting for your response. You do not need to see every step ahead. You only need to take the one that is right in front of you. That one choice is the doorway, and once you walk through it, everything else will begin to align. So ask yourself now, what is the one thing I can do today that proves I am awake? It could be setting a boundary. It could be letting go of what you've been clinging to. It could be resting when your body begs you to. Whatever it is, let it be your declaration that you are not repeating yesterday. You are stepping into tomorrow. And remember, you are not alone. Everyone who chooses authenticity today adds to a collective awakening. Your courage creates ripples. Your truth gives others permission to live theirs. That is why this moment matters so deeply. We've spoken of all these things, but here is the final word. This moment is yours. This is your line in the sand. This is your turning point. Don't wait. Don't delay. Don't waste what you've been given. You were meant to see this at this exact moment for a reason. Now honor that divine appointment by taking action. Begin now and let the rest unfold. This is your moment. You were meant to be here. Now choose to make it count.